What a surprise. I was telling you guys this was bullish. I was explaining that, we got outside of the lower level of the B band and we reversed. I gave you guys the 418.25 level as a scalping level of resistance. You could have bought calls as we crossed above. Boom, you would have made a lot of money. I told you guys about 422.82. Boom, you could have made a lot of money on those calls as we crossed above, and of course we stopped exactly at this level of resistance. So I mean, things continue working out pretty perfectly. Anyway, I'm gonna go over the SPY, QQQ IWM, the overall market. Let's talk about what the hell is going on, the crypto markets, and yeah, let's get right into it. All right, currently on the SPY, we're trading at this October 2019 trend line. So I drew this trend line, I connected it from the bottom here, made a touch here, it acted as resistance over here, and then once we crossed above, this was the sign of the SPY really crossing over 405 and becoming much more bullish than we had anticipated before. Okay, so that trend line also acted almost in accordance with basically right here. So just imagine we don't have any of this price action to the right. The SPY ended up creating a bull flag here. Okay, just imagine looking at this purely. You're not looking at anything else. We shot up and we started consolidating. We were creating a bull flag. Okay, so this was the line from October 2019, the bottom one, right? The top line was basically a support level for this creation of a bull flag. All right, and then what ended up happening was it failed and we fell down below. But now what's happening is we are at resistance at exactly at those two levels. All right, so the October 2019 level coincided exactly today with this level of support all throughout the end of May. All right, so that's exactly where we are now, and I was saying that would be the next level of resistance, and we stopped exactly at that level. All right, so now moving forward, 422.82 is going to be the support level, obviously, because that is the closest prior resistance, and now obviously resistance becomes support once you start trading above it. So 422.82 needs to hold on the SPY. The levels of resistance for tomorrow are going to be 423.40, and then approximately, if we do cross above it, it's going to be this high here at 424.63. All right, so it's going to be 424.63 and 423.40. All right, those are going to be the two levels of resistance for tomorrow. And yeah, 422.82 is a level of support. SPY looks super bullish. Let's look at it on the B band. We crossed yesterday. We stopped exactly at the 20 exponential moving average. We came back to the mean. But then today we crossed above it, closed above resistance, and now we're back at this October 2019 trend line. We need to see how we respond here. And, this could potentially be another smaller bull flag here, where, we have a flagpole here, consolidate a bit, and then shoot back up. But we just have to wait and see what's going on. Anyway, look at how bullish the MACD is. We made a ridiculous move upward. The MACD has barely even started to move upward. It's still flat. So that means that there is huge potential to the upside still for the SPY. And that is just amazing. This is very strong. It was strong down here. I thought, we would consolidate a bit more and then shoot back up, but it's the market currently, it's just up and down straight. So yeah, it took much less time than I had anticipated. The MACD didn't even budge, which is spectacular. The RSI is still much further away from being overbought, which is another very good sign. So yeah, those are the levels on the SPY. The Nasdaq was obviously the biggest winner today. It made new all-time highs. I said that the resistance on the Nasdaq was going to be the prior all-time high. You could have bought calls against that level as well, and you would have made a lot of money as well. Just blindly buy calls as soon as we cross above, Keep your risk low. Don't go all in with your entire portfolio, because if they do bring it down lower than this breakout point, you start shaking, and you like, I don't want people to start like rethinking their buying opportunity. So you would buy with a small portion of your portfolio. Trade smart. That's it. Just risk management allows you to think logically. That's it. So yeah, the Qs made new all-time highs. Boom. That's why I said not to short the Qs. That's why I said the IWM. Don't key off of what the IWM is doing with the Nasdaq. This literally worked out perfectly. We made a bull flag. We consolidated it a bit. We held all of these levels of support throughout 338 to 340.76. The MACD was very overbought. We cooled down on the MACD, broke out from above this level, and now the MACD is still oversold, but we made new all-time highs. So that, in my opinion, is ridiculously powerful. So, usually, when a stock makes a new all-time high, the MACD should have crossed above, and it should start showing, hey, we're starting to get a bit overextended here. That is not the case. The Q's MACD is still oversold. So it's trading as if it's still down here, as if it hasn't made a huge move upward, which is ridiculous. Similarly to the SPY, it's ridiculous. So yeah, that's really it for the Qs. I had to screenshot the Thinkorswim chart just to make sure TradingView wasn't tweaking out. So yeah, the MACD on Thinkorswim is still oversold on the Qs, the daily chart, similarly to Thinkorswim or TradingView. So it's still oversold. This is honestly ridiculous. So yeah, there you can see that the similarity right there. Boom, it's oversold, and boom, right here, it's oversold. It's crazy. All right, now let's look at the IWM. So this looks like a giant bull flag still, right? As you can see, clearly this is a flagpole. This is making the bull flag here. Cool, right? So now a break of the bull flag would send us to approximately, yeah, 245, like I've been saying, 245, 250 potentially. And you can see that the MACD on the IWM is the only one that started to curl up. So it's still very oversold, but we're at resistance now. And it's the only one out of the other two indices that began to curl up. The Qs actually went down, but made a new all-time high. So that is inverted, and it is super strong. The SPY did not begin to curl up. I mean, it did, but not as noticeably as the IWM. So the IWM noticeably began to curl up much more. The level of resistance is clearly, 228.08. This 23.6% fib level here. And yeah, we just need a key off of how the SPY and the Nasdaq are doing. Clearly, the Nasdaq is the leader for this month. We have another, 8 days in the month. Let's see if the Nasdaq, towards the end of the month, doesn't sell off a bit, and then money starts being funneled into the IWM for these hedge funds and 50/50 funds, etc. Because hedge funds, they look to invest in the loser, and they take their monies out of the winner, and then they invest them back into the loser, so that they reach a certain P&L every month. And usually what happens is a month that the Nasdaq is doing really well, the next month the Nasdaq is a lagger a bit, and the IWM begins to do really well, etc., right? So now, yeah, that's basically it. 228.08 is the level of resistance on the IWM. Still looks extremely bullish. The overall market looks extremely bullish. The SPY, the QQQ, everything just looks very nice right now. So yeah, that's basically it for the three main indices. Let's take a look at the dollar. So as you can see with the dollar, a few days ago when we just made these three huge highs here, right? I said that, we would consolidate, fall back down to the support level, give time for the MACD to cool off a bit, and create maybe a bull flag. So it looks like that's what we're potentially starting to do here. This level of support was really important, 91.602, and then the other level of support was 91.37. So, as you can see, you know, we were trading outside of the upper level of the B band for 3 days. We returned back in. Now we're potentially, you know, consolidating above support. And now what may happen is continue on in a bullish pattern. And that could be very bad for the equity market. But currently, because we had a red day in the dollar, that fueled a move in the equities as well as the crypto markets. So that was a very good sign for the dollar. Sorry, that was a very good sign for the overall securities markets other than the dollar. So yeah, obviously the dollar took a little plunge, and usually what happens is if the dollar goes down, equities and the stocks and crypto go up. So that's basically what happened today. We need to see how the dollar responds at these two levels of support and whether or not we can consolidate, create somewhat of a bull flag, and shoot on higher afterward. So that's what we're going to be looking at on the dollar. Okay. Now let's look at crude oil. Crude oil, crude oil just continues to rally. Yeah, that's really it. There you can see that this rising wedge pattern, we're still trading within it. We had a huge green day yesterday, and today we're just back within this level. And yeah, that's really it for crude oil. I mean, as long as crude oil continues to do bullish and continues to do well, the overall stock market is going to continue doing well. You can see that the MACD is still oversold. It hasn't even crossed above yet. And we're at highs here, which is ridiculous. Okay. All right. Now, Bitcoin. So yesterday I said that 28 to 29K would be a good buying opportunity. And we fell today to 28.6K. And we ended up retesting 32K. So that's I think that's literally what I said in yesterday's YouTube video. So that worked out pretty well. So as you can see, Bitcoin's MACD is very, very oversold still. Okay. And when we are extremely oversold at support, that is a very good sign. So seeing as how the SPY did when we were oversold right here, right? We were very oversold at support. That gave a potential for a very strong move, a multi-day strong move on the SPY. Okay. But that currently is not paying out on Bitcoin. But now that we're trading above this level of, this level of support here, this trend line here, and we're back trading above 30,000, this can potentially be a very good sign for Bitcoin to begin trading back above this trend line here from back in November 2020, this uptrend line here. And because this uptrend line on the log chart, the break of that signaled a huge capitulation to the downside. So when you're looking at it on the non-log chart, that is going to be the next level of resistance here at approximately 35K. So that can, if we start trading back above that, then this can all just be a bottom, a little small little blip in the larger bull market and new all-time highs. But we need to cross back above these levels here. We need to cross back above this trend line here. We need to remain above these two trend lines here. And that would be a very good opportunity for just Bitcoin to find support here. We're oversold on the MACD. The RSI is very close to oversold as well. So the indicators are bottomed out. We're near support. This is a perfect opportunity for a potential multi-day green move, similarly to what happened on the SPY. Okay. So yeah, this is a really nice opportunity potentially. Bitcoin just needs to hold above these two different levels. And yeah, that's really it. So today, this level of support is approximately 31,700 today. It needs to hold above the prior lows at like 30,000. And yeah, if we're holding above those two levels, then we can potentially break above and retest 35, and then, you know, start trading above 42,000. Once we start trading and closing above 42,000, that would be a very safe opportunity to buy into Bitcoin, since it's not range bound anymore. Once we start closing above 42,000 and close above this trend line here, that would be a very good opportunity to you know, start buying into Bitcoin again. Yeah, so this trend line here is going to really take this trend line, as we extended it, is going to be another level of resistance. We're not there just yet, so I'm going to go ahead and non-extend it. So yeah, that's really it on Bitcoin. Let's look how Ethereum is doing. Obviously, you know, the rest of the crypto market isn't really going to be doing well. The altcoin market is not going to be doing well if Bitcoin is not doing well. So yeah, XLM, ridiculous. Litecoin, ridiculous. That's why I sold a lot of my Bitcoin like a few weeks ago. I sold a lot of my crypto positions a few weeks ago because I was waiting for a bottom, and I was waiting for a to stop this range bound trading, and I took profits, and yeah, that's basically it. Yeah, there's the video for today. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If there's anything else you guys want me to go over, do let me know. And yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thanks so much.